everybody likes James Bond. Yeah?
Yeah.
James Bond's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine James Bond in one of the movies like, hi, I'm James Bond. You gonna pay half your bill?
Okay, well, James Bond is talking to like some baddie cocktail waitress as like this high level spy who's getting paid millions. Like, obviously, he's not gonna pay.
But why you gonna put the? See, women to me, cocktail waitresses are just as good as spies.
Check their bank account.
I ain't looking at again with the bank account. What's with this bank account?
She's saying he has way more expendable income to do that.
Yeah, I'm saying like who has the ability to pay?
I guess me.
Yeah, I guess you got disposable income.
Ain't no such thing as, I don't know. First of all, I won't put myself out there if I can't afford it.
Yeah.
That's like if someone calls me like, hey, you want to go eat? Oh, I already ate. I'm good. But if I accept it, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna pay. Oh, it's just again, there's a big
now you got to learn the rest of the story. When the bill comes, do you think I should pay? Sounds like a setup.
I'll be like, no, I got this.
Well, see, they're banking on getting you. They're
banking
on getting somebody like you.
They're only getting you if you're. They're only getting you. That's not your character.
Exactly.
For instance,
they know there's a lot of people like you who won't ask why. All I'm saying is I'm where we were 75 years ago when somebody said, why do I have to go to the back of the line? Please tell me why I have to sit at the back of the line. You know what? That explanation is not good enough. I'm going to push back against this system.
We're so lucky we have men's rights activists like you.
I'm not a men's rights activist. I advocate for the truth. That's it.
I think like you pointed out like earlier, Dennis, I think that by accepting, let's say if accepting meant that you are taking her out on a date, right? Let's assume that that's what it means.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I know you disagree with that, right? But let's say accepting to her technically means that you're taking her out.
Yeah.
If it means that you would be expected to pay in a regular scenario, so it's really more is it the dynamic of, okay, who invites really? That's the confusion.
Here's why I don't allow that. And I know what you're saying. If I accept going, shouldn't I just assume that it's a date? Wouldn't it be perfect if I could just do that?
Did you think it was a date when you accepted?
Nope.
Okay.
But here's why I get what you're saying. Shouldn't I just assume that it's going to be a date if I say, I will go? And in a perfect world,
you go. That's what I've done before. Like, certain people have like asked me to go get drinks, and I was like, "Is this platonic or not?" And they've been like, "No, I want to take."
Depends how many drinks we have.
Right. Well, they've been like, "Oh, I was hoping it would be a date," and I was like, "That's not what I'm into. Like, we can go grab drinks as friends."
Okay, that's legit.
Like, I feel like people just need to clarify
and
their
for
shit.
every one of you, there's 10 women who don't do that. So we have to go with the average. So
she's the one, and you're the one that don't do that.
I pay.
Well, not according to.
I'm just really direct.
I pay for stuff.
Yeah. She pays for stuff. I usually prefer to pay.
So,
like, I pay like,
I'm gonna flip this
80-20. Like, right? Maybe.
I'm gonna flip this on you, and this is going to be a cultural thing. Culturally, men take care of their women in Latin America, no matter who they are. No matter if they're the side chick, the main chick, the side chick's sister. It doesn't matter. It's a cultural thing to us. It's a protector thing. And that's misogynist. That's old school thinking.
That's perfect to me.
But that's the way it works.
Yeah. I relate to that culture as well. It's in my Islamic culture as well. But none of the women I'm talking about are Muslim at all, right?
Okay.
Now, real quick, before, because since you started with me, I want to finish answering.
Yeah.
What you were saying about assuming the responsibility of paying, that would be cool if this was a perfect, non-abusive world, but I can't let anything like that slide. Where I'm from, you don't let anything slide, because once you start letting stuff slide, I go back to 8th grade when I let Morris Johnson, when I let him start, he walked over to me, saw I was wearing some felines. It was the Grant Hill felines. Walked over and stepped on my shoes. That was his test, and you know what I'm talking about, Dennis.
I got
stepped on my shoes. I didn't do anything about it. He knew. Boom! This dude is a punk. I'm about to bully him for the rest of the year. Run your lunch money tomorrow. Do my homework. After that, do everything. So I don't let anything slide anymore. If I had let that type of abuse slide, now she knows it's a slippery slope. What else can I pump out of this guy?
Wafeeq, would you ever consider going to therapy?
You're the second person to tell me that.
Third.
So maybe you should.
Yeah, of
No,
course. I'm messed up in the head.
I get what he's saying. I got you. But I think you let, my opinion, which doesn't mean shit, I think you let a lot of that. Thank you so much. This is what the fuck I was waiting for. Now it's a fucking party. There go. No, I think you
He's
let.
like, I agree with Wafeeq now.
No, you know what? Fuck you, bitch. Paper y'all shit. No, I think you let. You gotta compartmentalize that. Like. Oh, I like that. So, I think you let too much of that hood mentality permeate into your everyday life.
Somebody's got to, brother. Somebody got to fight
Question for
the
you.
rights.
Question with Wafeeq. If this hadn't happened to you in 8th grade, do you think you would still feel
Now
the
it
same
is.
way?
Now it's a therapy session for real.
because that 8th grade incident actually influences more how I handle my dealings with another man or a physical confrontation. Other stuff with girls influence how I think right now.
What would you say is the pinnacle thing that influenced? Like, besides this one was recent, what was the thing that where you're like, fuck that, Wafeeq ain't no bitch anymore? You know,
The pinnacle.
What was Wafeeq's
pinnacle.
origin story?
So many incidents. I could do 3rd grade with Kimberly. I don't want to
past
say the last
elementary,
name.
past elementary.
Past elementary. There's let me see, which is the pinnacle? The pinnacle.
You know, you remember her, man.
It was never just one huge thing. It was an acute thing, and then a new understanding when I found somebody who taught me a new philosophy.
Stop the cap.
It was never one thing, man. I would say going from high school, going from high
got
school
there.
to college, going from high school to college when I just got tired of playing the game, right? And I started being more myself. And a girl, Courtney Riley, she said to me one time, she said, "You're a jerk." And she said, "But it's sexy." And I was like, "Oh, word?" So just being myself. I said, so just being myself. And I said, "Why do you even think I'm a jerk?" Because you just, and I had to talk her into it. The bottom line was just because I wouldn't let her have her way without proving why she should have it. And she was like, "You're a jerk, but it's sexy." And I'm like, "All right, so just being myself, bet. That's what I'm going to do."
Okay. Yeah. Shout out to, what was her name?
Courtney Riley at the time. She's married. She's going by something else now.
Oh, okay. Nice. Pano, what do we think?
Two totally different experiences in 8th grade, bro.
What was your experience in 8th grade, Dennis?
I had a girl sitting behind me. Her name was Olga the Vaya. She was a Cuban girl. She was cute. I had just came from Puerto Rico with this whole menudo thing. I had the long hair going.
Oh, menudo?
Yeah. This is back in 1980 something. Exactly. So I was a new kid in school. So I started dating Olga in the background, and then she caught me kissing Melissa outside, and that was just. I don't know, bro.
Look, man, somebody's got to advocate, man. Somebody got to fight and say why. Why? Just tell me why. That's all I say. And it's not just with women dealing with relationships. I'm like that with all walks of life. I just get sick and tired of people making demands and pushing their ideologies and going along with the flow without explaining why. Because I think from a different perspective from everybody anyway, because I got an entirely different culture. I'm more like I'm on the outside looking in, and I just think to myself, why do you go along with that? Because that's what your parents told you. That's what your grandparents said. Have you ever thought to say why? Nobody can say why. And when you ask why, you realize, yo, this really doesn't make any sense. Prove what you say. That's it for me.
I mean, let's take it back 10,000 years ago. You got a guy going out there killing woolly mammoth.
10,000 years ago.
Yeah. You got this guy going out there killing woolly mammoth so he could feed all the people in his tribe. Could you imagine him telling this girl, "Nah, you gotta split half of this"?
But see, that's his girl. I don't expect that
All
from
the
my
girls,
wife.
bro.
I don't expect it. Now, some random floozy, yeah.
random
floozy.
Floozy.
That's random
I would
floozy.
You
Trying to-
reverse snappers.
I would
on
never.
me.
If I'm telling my wife 50-50, no, I failed as a man. I'm not telling my wife, you got to get paid half the
Wafeeq,
bills.
tell me about your wife.
I don't have one, but I'm
I
just
know,
saying
but
if I
just
did.
like hypothetically, who is she?
Who is she?
Yeah.
Like when you think about
When you think about your wife,
the
who's your
fuck?
wife? Come
Let's turn
on.
to the Wafeeq now.
Dennis gets it. We're on
I
the
got you.
same wavelength over here. Me and Dennis, allies.
So who is my ideal, like describe my ideal wife situation?
Yeah.
Beautiful woman. Of course, you know, she's Muslim. I mean, that goes without saying. We have a lot of kids. She is intelligent, very smart, has an attitude. I like women that have attitude, particularly women that curse every now and then. That's spicy. I like that. That's flavor.
Do
Athletic.
you think Emily has an attitude?
She thinks she does. It's cute to me. She thinks she does.
Ooh.
She thinks she does.
Have you ever thought about converting?
I'm not subscribing to any religion. I'm sorry. Like Christianity, Muslim, none of it's for me.